What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Omar back again, and today we're going back into the subject of the New York Knicks. So, there is news. Despite the fact that our only two free agent signings so far have been Tim Hardaway Jr. and my boy Ron Baker, there is news, and this is why I left my phone on, because I had a feeling some news for the Knicks was going to pop up during this video, and let's see what it says. Knicks' search for veteran point guard includes Eric Bledsoe and Ramon Sessions. Okay. I mean, that's not the news I'm here to talk about, but Eric Bledsoe would be a good fit. As you can see from the title above, what I'm here to talk about today is the impending trade of Carmelo Anthony. Everybody seems to think that it's going to happen within the course of the week. You know, that we won't get to see another weekend with Carmelo Anthony as a New York Knick. Today is Wednesday. So, today, it's been reported that the Houston Rockets and New York Knicks are, quote, on the 2-yard line in terms of getting a deal done. It's looking more likely that it's going to be at least a 3-team, if not a 4-team deal, just because the Rockets don't really have young players and draft picks in the terms of, getting the Knicks getting stuff back, for Carmelo that makes sense, and not just Ryan Anderson, Something that makes sense for us building in the future for the long haul. So, 2-yard line. God, I feel like we've been talking about this forever now. And Carmelo is still a New York Knick. I really like Carmelo. I mean, I don't think he's the greatest player right now. I definitely don't think he's the greatest player if you want to win games. But I have nothing against Carmelo. I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to run Carmelo Anthony out of town. It's just that, it's very clear with the path the Knicks are taking now. The path that we're taking doesn't include Melo. Melo is, at this point in his career, mostly a scorer. He's always been like that, but now he's getting older. He's not going to, come out and put up this monumentous season out of nowhere in his 30s. So, at this point, he is better off playing for at least a team that's already a contender, a.k.a. the Rockets. And secondly, we've been talking about this for weeks, that Melo is going to get traded. Melo is going to get traded. And now it looks like the Knicks are closer than ever, although we learned from the Seahawks back in the Super Bowl against the Patriots that being on the 2-yard line does not mean you're going to score. So hopefully the Knicks know the method that equals giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch and finishing this deal. So what do I want in a trade? I think it's simple, really. I don't really have any players or picks specifically in mind just because or at least I haven't heard of anything in terms of who the other teams are going to be in this potential trade. I'm guessing that they're kind of looking over a few different teams as candidates, so we don't know yet as Knicks fans, but it's got to be picks. It's got to be young players, guys that are not in their 30s, guys in their, hopefully they're not even their mid-20s, hopefully their early 20s, and looking to grow in the future. Obviously, we're building around Porzingis now. That's the plan. I didn't mind the Tim Hardaway Jr. sign. I guess I'll get into that because I haven't made a video about that, so let me get into it, and let me tell you why I didn't mind it. 4 years, $71 million. Tim Hardaway Jr. It's an overpay. Even in the years that we've been presented here in the NBA, where everybody's overpaid, it's still an overpay. I like Tim Hardaway as a player. I actually wanted the Knicks to go out and get Tim Hardaway. I didn't want us to pay 4 years, $71 million. But this is why I like the signing, and this might sound crazy to some of you, but it's just the way I see it. The way the NBA has set itself up, you are either a top 3 or 4 team in the league, or you have little to no chance of winning it all. That's just what it is. You're not going to see a team make a miraculous run out of nowhere. It just doesn't happen in the NBA. So, because of this, instead of the Knicks going and getting big-name players over the next 3 to 4 years just to finish 7th or 8th seed, honestly, I would rather not do that. I would rather go full-on rebuild, have a team that's going to finish 10th, 11th in the East, get lottery picks, a few of them, 2, 3, 4 years in a row, and build with youth. Because that's the way to win. Like I said, you have to be a top 3 to 4 team, but you also have to be able to pay all these guys. And as you see, the Warriors, right? Of course, they brought in Kevin Durant. That helps. We get it. Steph Curry, they drafted. Draymond Green, they drafted. Klay Thompson, they drafted. These are guys that they got. And also, a lot of their veterans, like JaVale McGee and Iguodala, were on cheap contracts. At least cheap for their production. So the beauty of the Tim Hardaway deal is that because it is so much money, believe it or not, it's going to help us. Because it's going to prevent us from signing guys such as Kyle Lowry this year. The Raptors just gave Kyle Lowry 3 years, $100 million. They just committed a third of $100 million, $33 million a year, to a player that is not going to get them a championship. It's not going to happen, especially in the next 3 years when the Celtics, Cavs, Warriors are still intact. Now is not the time to go out and get guys like that. The time for that is in 3 to 4 years, once the Warriors and the Cavs and the Celtics, as they've currently been arranged, start to break up. And what happens in 3 to 4 years for the Knicks now? Joakim Noah comes off the books, and now Tim Hardaway comes off in 4 years. So I'm going to enjoy watching Tim Hardaway play because I like Tim Hardaway. But I'm really going to enjoy the fact that these two players, one is very different than the other. Let me be clear. Joakim Noah is a whole nother story than Tim Hardaway Jr. I actually like Tim Hardaway Jr. I hate Noah. I never wanted Noah. But those two are going to keep the Knicks from going all out for the 6th seed and therefore ruining our cap when we actually have a chance a few years down the line. So I don't mind Tim Hardaway. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Knicks can do with this Carmelo Anthony trade. I'm hoping that we get some good pieces, some picks, some young players, like I said. We are going full rebuild mode. Hopefully one day James Dolan is not our owner, but I don't see a path to that right now, so here we are. But I mean, it's not a bad time. I'm trying to be as optimistic as I can about this team. And right now, there's a time to be optimistic. It's an exciting time where it looks like we might be able to get some interesting talent for Carmelo Anthony. And that's long overdue. So, that's all I have for today, guys. I will be coming out with a video undoubtedly at some point once Carmelo gets traded, because I'm pretty certain he's going to get traded at some point here. I will see you guys in the next video.